From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte. Today marks the resumption of mail delivery as Canada Post workers move from a full work stoppage to rotating strikes. The Crown Corporation says all service guarantees will be suspended as the shutting down and restarting of parts of Canada Post's integrated national network challenge the ability to provide reliable customer service. The union representing 55,000 postal workers declared a nationwide strike on September 25th after Ottawa announced changes to Canada Post's business model. U.S. troops are arriving in Israel as part of a day-old ceasefire agreement in the Gaza Strip. Former U.S. Ambassador to Israel at the Atlantic Council, Dan Shapiro, explains what's next under the peace plan.
Phase two, much harder. It's very complicated. It's going to require weeks and months of negotiations on disarming Hamas, on reconstructing Gaza, on bringing in Palestinian security.
If Hamas and Israel can't reach a final deal or negotiations drag on inconclusively, Gaza could slide into an unstable limbo, leaving the enclave's population languishing in tent camps or shelters. Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc says there's still no trade deal with the U.S. to report. LeBlanc posted an update to social media on Friday saying he looks forward to going back to Washington, D.C. soon after his recent return home. He says Canadian delegates in the U.S. Capitol will continue discussions with their counterparts over the coming days towards trade resolutions that will, quote, bring greater certainty to both countries. Meantime, the head of the New Brunswick Liquor Corporation says it wants to sell the remaining American alcohol it removed from store shelves earlier this year in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's threats to start a trade war with Canada. Lori Stickles told a legislature committee this week that the agency has sold about $600,000 worth of U.S. alcohol, with $3.4 million worth left to sell. The search for 18 people missing and feared dead continues today after a massive explosion at an explosives manufacturing plant in Tennessee.
The blast captured on doorbell video, shaking homes miles away. Emergency crews initially forced to stay back because of multiple secondary explosions. Dave Packer, ABC News, New York.
And the long weekend brings with it a couple of new movies to stream.
To kill me. To silence me.
On Netflix, Keira Knightley stars in The Woman in Cabin 10, an adaptation of the best-selling novel by Ruth Ware. And on HBO, there's The Chair Company, a new comedy from the creators of I Think You Should Leave. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Toronto Blue Jays will take on the Mariners in the American League Championship Series starting Sunday after Seattle beat the Detroit Tigers 3-2 in Game 5 of their division series last night. The Saskatchewan Roughriders clinched first place in the CFL's West Division with a 27-19 win over the Toronto Argonauts. And the head of Canadian Soccer Business and the Canadian Premier League, James Johnson, has released a document on what he sees ahead for CSB. This includes improving its relationship with some other big players in the sport in Canada.
In my view, we need to enhance our relationship, certainly with Canada Soccer and the national teams, which has really been at the core, I think, of some of the challenges of the past. And that's what we're focused on today.
Canadian Soccer Business shares the same ownership as the CPL. From the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.